Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Inspiring Educators. Well, today we have another inspirational educator, somebody who does things from her heart. Let me welcome Ritu Mendiratta. She's the founder principal of the Stepping Stone School. She's also the academic director, and she's also the friend of every single teacher and every student in the school. That's what she loves, sharing with everybody that she meets. She mentioned that to me specifically. So we're going to try to find out about her life, about her journey. How did she reach where she's already reached, and what are the plans? But let's start from a very simple question. Who is Ritu Mendiratta, right? How would you define yourself? How did you start your journey? And how did it reach to a place where now you are Ritu Mendiratta, the principal of the Stepping Stones? Let's start from your journey, first of all.
Okay. Hi, Rishabh. Hi, everyone who's listening to us right now. A very happy day ahead. Ritu Mendiratta, if I say, before venturing into my personality and what I stand for, I wish to summarize everything with the help of the words of Augustus Hare. He said that the thoughts are the wind, and then we have this vessel, which exact this mankind or a human as a vessel, and then the education basically is the sail. So the entire, if we look at this, the analogy that I wanted to create, I could say that the wind is the only element which guides the sail.
Got it.
So the thoughts are guiding the education, and with the help of the synchronization that they both are forming, we are trying to get to the destination, trying to get this ship, the mankind, to the destination, which exactly is rekindling of our spirits and awakening of our spirits.
Got it.
So that is how I look at it. I think I look at myself as a learner through and through. I am a person who can never, like you have introduced me as the principal, but I think I am the educator and a learner. I am a child with the children. I am the friend of the teachers, and I am a parent with the parents.
Oh, super.
So that's how I look at it. Ritu Mendiratta is a person who is very positive.
Yeah.
My computer has just started showing me the scanning and everything. Sorry for that.
Life of a principal, right? Life of a principal. So many things happening at the same time.
Right. So that is how I define myself. I'm a person who can be versatile learner and adapter of everything that's going around it. It's like how Mr. Gandhi has said, change is the way of life, and we should be the change that we wish to see in others. So I want to be that change that everybody could aspire to be.
That's so beautiful. So how did it all start? How did you end up in education? That's my favorite way to say it. How did you end up in education? Did you always want to be a teacher? Did you always want to be an educator? What was the journey?
Right. So Rishabh, it's a little long one, because it's very interesting because I define my journey to be an accidental transition from heart surgeries to heart nurseries.
Wow, heart surgeries to heart nurseries. Wow, that sounds amazing.
So I'll take you, because we educators are storytellers. So I'll take you back to my time. So when I was young, I come from a family of scholars. My father was a principal. He was also teaching math and science. He was a professor actually. And my mother was a language teacher. So with that kind of ambience in the home, I also wanted to do something for the society. I always wanted to give back to the society. So I thought I was very keen to learn biology, and even I was good in math. So I thought that I would want to be a heart surgeon. So I was preparing for my medicals, and I was studying for my medicals. And during that particular time, one of my father's colleagues had a son who who needed a little bit of support in the math concepts. So he approached my father, because I also was a topper through and through. So he approached my father asking my help and my time for his son. And my father couldn't say no. because he knew that math is my specialty as well as my weakness.
Yeah.
So I started learning with this child, and while the child was learning, and when I guided him for certain techniques and other things of how I used to learn, of how I used to visualize things out, and I used to put things in place and practically implementing those things out. So he surprisingly scored very well in his tests. So what started as a favor, it turned into a financial independency of a case for me. Because
and having it at that age is so amazing, right?
Right. And so I couldn't look back because the number of children kept coming in. The tuition strength, the strength of my tuition class grew. And then I think somewhere down the line, I thought that I enjoy doing it. It's like being with the children, listening to the different stories they have to share, the challenges they face, and then finding out within myself and within all the people, because I really like to observe people. I love, I can do it for hours and hours, though this is an exaggeration. I can't sit for hours. I don't have time to sit for hours. But listening and observing things all out, whatever I was studying, and the techniques that I was implementing and the results that I am getting, I was very happy to say that it challenged me to do better than what I was. Which I won't say that it won't be there in the medical field, but then I was getting instant gratification there.
Right.
And that just changed the outlook of how and what the life will shape for me. And I think from there, I thought that instead of the heart surgeon, which I wanted to be, let me open the heart nurseries instead and be an educator. So that is how it's an accidental deviation but a happy deviation from heart surgeries to heart nurseries.
But this happened pretty early on in your life, right? This is before your university, right? Or
I was in college. Yes, I was in college. Actually, my father gave me only 1 year, Rishabh. Being the only girl of the family, and the girl of a closely knit, loving but a Punjabi family, there was a kind of limitation during those times in 1990 and 91, where my father said that this is the only year which I can give you to sit for your medicals and everything. And after that, I don't have time. I have other things in place for you. So finally, that was the same year, and I got my calling in the same year. So
beautiful.
That's how it is. And then finally, yes, sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I said finally, when I graduated in my journey, I came to know that I'm not only imparting education, but rather I'm building relationships. I'm understanding the needs of everyone, the learners around me. And the best part is, it's not that I'm transforming or teaching the children. I'm transforming myself. I am, challenging myself to be better than who I was. And I don't think any other, journey could give you the same enrichment as I thought I am getting. So that's how it is.
Well, so you started teaching, or you started opening nurseries, or I would love to know that part as well. Right after your college, or what happened after university?
So as I said, that the strength of my tuition class grew. And then from there, I started with I had a lot of different things, because I knew that I have to challenge myself. If I know of 5 techniques, if I do something in the education field, I will learn 10 more. And I could learn, because I am an avid reader. So I wanted to read the thesis as well as the concepts and the ideation of different other people. So I did my B.Ed. In the same year, I wanted to do my master's, because I wanted to do something in the education first, rather than going ahead and teaching nascent mind with uncooked knowledge.
Yeah, I understand.
So my father was a principal. He guided me that this is the correct way of going through it. So I did my master's in science. I did organic chemistry. I'm an MSc in computer and chemistry. I'm a Microsoft certified professional also.
Wow.
And
Wow.
that too in hardware. I did my B.Ed, and along with the science stream, I opted for child psychology because I was quite intrigued with how the children think and what are the different things. And it's a very beautiful thing to share, Rishabh, that right now, this particular year, because of COVID, I could get a little bit more time, and I completed my PhD
Wow.
in child psychology again.
So I should have been calling you Dr. Ritu Mendiratta all this while. And
It will come. I think I'm getting my degree in the month of June. So yes, I will be officially doctor.
That will call for a big celebration, and I would love to be a part of that celebration whenever that happens.
Thank you so much, Rishabh.
Superb. So that's how the journey began, and I'm sure there would be so many milestones and there'll be so many stories to share what all has happened. But let's start from this one place. In this journey of almost 20 years now, right? 1991, 2023.
27 years exactly. If I look at the education field I am in, because I was working with Apple Computers as the educator there. And then finally, after marriage only, I came into the school field.
Got it. So 27 years as an educator, let's say 20 plus years easily as a school professional, and
exactly 23 years.
23
so we started that, yes.
Superb. So 23 years as a school professional. How many times did you feel that, oh God, it's so difficult, let me leave it? How many times?
I feel that the teaching journey has its challenges as well as its rewards, but I think its rewards outweigh the challenges at all times. When I normally feel, that I have seen a lot of people, Rishabh, in my life as a principal, as a teacher, as a partner. I've seen a lot of times when the people aren't happy with whatever they're doing. Once I wanted to start with the Center of Excellence, for my children, and I happened to speak to some of the parents. And one of the parents asked, I wanted to ask the parents to provide certain contacts which the children could connect with to get an idea of a particular career.
Yeah.
So one of the parents asked me on how can we find out a happy parent or a happy contact who can share passionately with the children. And I just told him that if someone keeps on talking about his or her field of interest and her career and doesn't stop and keep on doing things in it, I suppose that's the person who's the happiest.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, because when you become a mother, there is not even a single moment when you don't talk about your child.
Oh yes, absolutely with you.
So the same thing is the case over here. Challenges are there. We do find setbacks. It is not easy for any of the educator to keep all the children together, learning at the same pace. There are different intelligences at work. There are different learners who are at work, and then keeping them all at the same pace, keeping them at the apex, and customizing the curriculum for each child. It's not easy.
It's not at all.
But every educator does it, and these formidable years of COVID-19 had made them, unlearn a lot of different things. They've come out of their comfort level and then have learned so many things now. I feel that I need to bow down to each and every educator. Hats off to every teacher who thought that she could be the change in someone's life. Beautiful. So challenges are everywhere. I mean, there's not even a single person who is left with no challenges, but then we need to be resilient with it.
Absolutely. All the educators, education leaders that I have talked to, I usually love to know that how do they handle the lowest points of their career. It's very easy to enjoy one when we are at a high, right? When we are achieving.
Right.
What becomes difficult to handle is that day when the class was rowdy, nobody was listening, something went wrong and the principal shouted at me. There was an inspection by maybe a government authority and my class was found not to be doing good. And on the same day, my husband or my wife felt that I'm not giving enough time to my relationships. My kids feel that I'm paying more attention to the other kids in my classes than my own family. And that's the same day, the in-laws kind of frowned upon my career. There are moments when all of these 6-7 things will happen on the same day.
Correct.
How do we handle that day is what I would really want us to share with teachers out there, because I don't think our next generations are prepared to handle stress at all. And I know that to reach a place where you have reached, it's not a bed of roses. It has its ups and downs, and handling the downs are the most important things I believe in any profession. So back to you, the question on you, how did you handle those days of life?
So Rishabh, there are certain things I want to highlight on what you have said. The first thing you've said is it's kind of a day or kind of a moment when everything is not working in my favor, right? So I want to first of all touch upon that particular thing. And then I will come to the point where you said that the Generation Z, as we call it, the Gen Z, they aren't as ready to face the stress. I will touch the second thing first, because I feel it is not the case. There are so many opportunities nowadays in the market. There is so much for our child to do.
Yeah.
If we look at and put ourselves in their shoes, they're already handling a lot in their life. When you talk about stress, they are already stressed. We weren't. When we were children, we hardly knew about stress, except for how to score good marks. Right now, it's so sad. But then the children nowadays, the Generation Z they come from broken homes. They have a lot of pressure being put, a lot of expectation from society, family, lots of trauma that they undergo. These 2 years of COVID have not helped them. Literally, they were at home and we literally have robbed them of their childhood.
Yeah, I agree.
So I wouldn't say, it's just that when we compare, it's like in the words of John Dewey, it said that if we have to teach today's children in the manner how we taught yesterday's children, then we are robbing them of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. So we cannot compare. Yes, it has happened in my home, happens in every home, wherein the father of the family tries to give some kind of wisdom to the child of the family, saying, "Hamare time pe this is how things used to happen." But seriously, things have completely changed. Yeah. The stress these children have faced, they have been introduced to digital tools, the phones, and all those different things. We didn't have those things.
With you.
So the stress is there. I think stress is multifolds in Generation Z. How they handle it, it's really beautiful how everything is handled. So we cannot say that they cannot handle stress. They do handle it beautifully. We couldn't have handled it when we were in their ages. And coming back to the first question of how I can't say how people handle it, because everybody has their own way of dealing with stress. I don't think there's a single person in this world who doesn't have stress. Even a single newborn child has it.
Yeah, with you.
So I think what happens is we say that, we get motivated from a lot of people all around us. We get inspired by a lot of things that are there. But I differ just in one point, Rishabh. If we do not want to learn, no power in the world can make us learn.
Yeah.
So similarly, if we do not want to be motivated and inspired, no one can motivate us. Nothing can motivate us. No element can come together to motivate us. It has to come from within. That motivation should be self. That inspiration should be self. Then there are factors when we are positive, when we are empathetic, when we love the world, when we are accountable for something.
Right.
Only then that particular feeling gives us the power to go ahead, to not lose ourselves even at the end of a bad day.
Yeah.
Because every dawn has a dusk.
Right.
I know it is very easy to say it, but I live it. So I believe in it. We have to find the power within. We have to find that light within. No one can help me at the end of the day, Rishabh.
Sure.
If my in-laws aren't helping me, if my family isn't helping me, friends have deserted me, my colleagues are despising, they are hating me for something that I do, or the things haven't worked well in the classroom or whatever, or maybe a day when I still remember a day when I started with only nursery, LKG, UKG. So I said heart nurseries, right? So I started with nursery, LKG, UKG, pre-primary section, and only with 5 children, and there were 5 teachers. And there was a day when 4 of my teachers were ill.
Wow.
And I had 3 classes. I had one of my helper also didn't come. So 2 helpers were there and 1 didn't come. So I was taking the children to the washrooms. I made all the children, we thought about it, and I made all the children sit, and we watched a movie all together. We spoke in between the movie. So, it's all about what you want to achieve. It's the love for the children and the love for doing something with them, and not making even one of their moments being lost or wasted.
Got it.
I could have easily, given a holiday.
Yeah.
But then what will I learn out of it?
Got it.
I'm not a coward. This is not what my family had taught me. So, when a child comes to you, I remember it was very early. I think it was during 2007 or 2008. There was a TV show called Kya Aap Paanchvi Paas Se Tez Hain?
Right.
So now we don't, like the Stepping Stone School, the school that we have started doesn't have a godfather. So we started ourselves, like me and my husband. He was into educational toys, and I wanted to do something in the education field. So we came to Pune because my husband's sister had a pre-primary school here, like nursery and LKG. So the parents were pestering her to, expand the school, and she couldn't because she was all alone. So she told us to come, and we started with a new branch. We did not expanded her, but rather we started with a new branch. She helped initially with the admissions and everything because she knew people. But from that point onwards, when we started the things out, I was the only person taking care of everything, and with these teachers and all, and a little bit of information because I was in Dehradun. My husband is from Dehradun, so we are from the land of schools, as we say. I happen to teach in Doon School, which is considered to be a very reputable school, actually, teaching the likes of Mr. Amitabh Bachchan and Mr. Gandhi, so Rajiv Gandhi. So I was teaching there, so I did have a little bit of information of how to go about with directing the children in the right direction. So when we came here, because financial constraints were also there, as we didn't have anyone to help us out, we thought that we'll make the school grow one grade at a time, like one grade, one year we'll add 1 grade to it.
Yeah.
So after grade 5, we thought of giving a halt, because I wasn't able to, get good people to manage the things out. And this TV show was on, and my children of grade 5 did not want to leave the school. So all of them came to me one day. Now I have an open door policy since the time the school was incepted. Like any of parent, teacher, or a child can enter my office by just knocking at the door and coming in. If I'm free, I talk to them. So they came with a handwritten note. It was a letter, and they gave it to me, and they said, "Ma'am, you're so intelligent. So can you go to this show, earn the money, and expand the school, because we don't want to leave it."
Oh, wow.
So I think that's the best type of motivation a person can get. And now our school is still 10th grade. Yeah. Now our school is in
So did you
10th
go to
grade.
the show? Did you go to the show?
No, actually, I did not. I did not go to the show, but rather I worked hard with my husband also. And then finally, now our school is still 10th grade, and the children are still there. They're passed out. And 12th of May, we had got the result of our second batch of 10th grade. And it's 100% result. Everybody had scored good marks with 96% as the highest. So I'm happy with all these different things that have happened all around me, because we learn from everyone, we get inspired from everyone. So I feel that it's not about those lows in your life. It's about what we do with the children and with the lives of the people. When a person comes to me and say that I have impacted his life in some manner, or there is something that I did because of which he was able or she is able to come out of a challenge, I think that's the biggest reward in itself for me to keep on going, that I'm doing something good, and I should never leave it.
So I think how I would like to put it is that when we are at our lowest, we should always try to find that one thing to latch on to. It could be an objective of what we want to achieve. It could be an experience of how beautiful it is. Otherwise, it could be a student's words that they told us in the past. It could be that day when principal really patted your back and said, you will make the best teacher out there. Because lows will be there. It is about, on that day when you're feeling the lowest, how do you remember the point when you were at the highest, and you're able to use that as an inspiration to come out of your low.
Right. Tell me any one journey, a professional journey, where a person comes to you, except for in medical field, a person comes to you and say that you are God.
Yeah.
And don't you think these are the words of parents that inspire and can inspire anyone?
Yeah.
So I had a child, he's completed his 10th standard right now with 79%, and he has cerebral palsy.
Wow.
I remember when he was in nursery, he was to be brought in this classroom sir used to pick him up and bring him to the classroom. And now 2 days back, I received a call from his grandmom saying that, ma'am and sir, you are God, like God for us. So fine, whatever low we have in our life, these are the people that make our actions and our journey worthwhile. And we feel that no, we cannot. We are accountable for them, that trust, that support, that feedback we get from everyone. We cannot just leave them in the lurch like that. We are taking the ownership of whatever we are doing, and we cannot just leave them, because this is how mature people work. We can't leave people in the lurch.
Super. This is so interesting. And I know this one fact for sure, but that while we all want to practice this, not all of us are able to actually practice it on an everyday basis.
Agree.
And as a school leader, your responsibility then increases, because you would want to bring the right kind of people to your school who can think like that under stressful situations, because the fact is stressful situations are going to be there. So when you are hiring a teacher for your school, what are the top 3 things that you look for so that you can build the right team? And I remember you mentioning in one of the last questions that you did not want to expand beyond the 5th grade because you felt you don't have the right team to be able to do that, and not the money, not the infrastructure, but the right team. Right. So what do you look for today in a teacher when they apply to your school, or when you have a requirement? What are the top 3-5 things that you look for?
Thank you, Rishabh, for asking this question, because seriously, I think every meeting, every workshop, every conference I go to, this is the burning question that takes round of all the principals and the leaders of today. I have seen, Rishabh, on the basis of what I opine, that a person is not an educator only because of the certificates and the degrees the person has. Money definitely makes the world go round, but it is not the deciding factor of any person's commitment.
Yeah.
right? So when I get a teacher, I look at the nuances. I do not look at only the content that she has come with. Any person can mug things up and say things in front of someone, but how the person has kept, if the chalk has been picked up, whether the chalk was kept back at the place, shows me how organized the person is.
Beautiful.
Right? When I ask a question and the question is answered in multifolds, that shows the content of knowledge the person has.
Yeah.
The way the person modulates the voice according to the highlights of a particular content show me how the person could be a good storyteller and could emphasize on whatever is important and whatever needs to be learned only and known. So I don't think that I look at only the degree part. I look at a person who is a learner. One of the first things that I ask the teachers, Rishabh, I don't take the micro teaching sessions of the new teachers. I don't. I have got a specific team that changes. So what I feel is that there should be a person who can take decision in that team, and I keep changing that particular person.
Okay.
I need a person who knows the content better, the subject expert, and I also want to have one person who has no knowledge of that subject.
Okay.
So if an educator who has come for the micro teaching or a demo session can teach this person who has no knowledge, at least this person can reflect back and tell me, this is what I learned.
Wow. Wow.
And that really makes the day that, yes, you have even taught a person who has no inclination of learning that particular subject and will never learn it.
Yeah.
So my team only chooses the other member of the family.
This is very powerful, because that would mean that when that person comes and joins in, the person has already experienced what peers feels like, and the current team already knows whom have we selected, because is this person the right fit for the culture that we have in our school or not?
Yes. So what I need to do is just to keep on imbibing that particular culture in all of my team members at different points of time. My philosophy is, as I said, the child should be the epicenter of the learning. There are only 3 crucial components of the learning process: a child, which is the learner, content, and the educator. So I focus on the content part because of my schooling and my experience, but holistically I look at the educators so that the learners are already being taken care of. One of the very first questions that I ask this team when they come back for the feedback after the micro teaching or the demo session is, if you have asked that particular teacher to do something, how was her reaction? Was she versatile? Did she agree to it? Was she pleasant enough to understand that, yes, this is something that you are telling her to do because it would improve her?
Yeah.
That tells me that the person is versatile and is a learner. And that is one of the first requisites I always look at. If a person is rigid, then definitely it is very well been seen that, the person keeps on talking about, "Nahi, I was right. I did correct thing. No, I, keep on giving excuses of different kinds."
So then the person is not open to learn at all.
Correct. And I want a learner. I want a person who is positive, who is versatile with the things, who is humane, who can collaborate.
Beautiful.
So I think those are the things which we see.
Because you're running a team which is led from within, not from outside. You actually want the right people to be in the team. Otherwise, one wrong person could come and not feel welcome. I'll not say that one wrong person can come and spoil, because when a team runs it from within, they also do something called self-policing. So I was saying that the best part is, since the team controls it from within, even one wrong person coming in with what won't spoil it, because the team would be doing something called self-policing automatically. You don't have to, enforce it. It will happen automatically. But if the right person comes in, he will feel so welcomed and the family will keep growing. Oh, this is beautiful. This is amazing. I would love to learn more about it, in the next session, or I'll just get on a call with you, or I'll just fly to Pune next time I'm in India, and
you're most welcome to come. We'll be
so
very happy.
Last part of the session today, last part of the episode, the number of teachers required around the world and the number of teachers available, the difference is growing continuously. Right. Teacher shortage is on a rise. As per United Nations numbers, the current shortage is standing at around 30 million teachers, which is 3 crore teachers globally, and the shortage will reach around 70 million teachers by 2030, which means that we need to do more things to inspire the next generations to come towards teaching. I'm sure I'm going to be collaborating with you on a lot of projects on inspiring next generations to come into teaching separately as well. Amen. But for this part of the episode, I would love if you could, wear the hat of an evangelist, a person who is inspiring the next generation. In the crudest form, you have to sell the teaching profession to the next generation, that what really makes it the right choice for anybody to come and join the profession, and what all will it add to their life and how it would transform them. So what would be your message to the next generations about the teaching profession, and how would you convince them to come and join teaching?
Okay. So I would first of all like to touch on certain aspects of the practical aspects of the things. When a child enters the school, and a child is in kindergarten, if we ask the children, who would they want to be? What is their aspiration at such a small age? And they say they want to be like their teachers.
Yeah.
Right. They go home, they emulate their teachers on how they teach, what are the different things, how the teacher dresses up, how the teacher talks, how the teacher shares the thing out. They want to be like teachers. So I think in the long run, what happens when the child grows up is that the pressure of being better than the others start taking shape. When the families start talking about, look at that family, the child of that family is earning so much, and you can't earn, or whatever the things are. So the child starts looking at money as the deciding factor for their profession, for choosing their profession. And finally, from that particular point of time, if I have got a lot of examples, like Teach for India is one company wherein people have left their jobs. After COVID also, people have left their jobs, the IT high yielding jobs, to be a teacher or to bring some changes in the lives of others. So I think it's this kind of project happens in the IB schools and in schools abroad. If we can somehow, because the NEP is already doing a lot to NEP 2020 has brought in equity, has brought in, the affordability as well as the accessibility to everyone. So if slowly by slowly we can induce this project work of social and useful things to be done, wherein we can take the children to places where they start giving things.
Yeah.
That feeling in itself will give them the idea that if we give, that kind of euphoria is a total different, unmatchable euphoria you get. So that gratification which you get will never be matched with money.
Yeah.
We can always have certain other, we have to do it together, one step at a time. Our school's name is the Stepping Stone School. That means we also do not go with a bang, rather we go one step at a time by being better at what we are and then doing the things. So I think slowly by slowly, if we can start putting in such kind of, social work, along with the corporate jobs or IT jobs, and the children, the professionals could get the brownie points if they show their social work. Right. So they will definitely be eager to do more because it is not only giving money to them. So the motivation that some of the people get from money is also there. And apart from that, they are getting the gratification, which is not matchable with money.
Right.
That is one thing, because whatever I say, I'm also running a school, paying the teachers, but I agree that the most inspiring but the least paying job is of a teacher.
Very interesting.
So I think this is something which I want to change, given if we have such like-minded people together to do something for these teachers and the people who are aspired to, because we had a survey actually been conducted. I did my school leader training at one point of time from the SLT, and then in that there was a survey being conducted in our school, and the person spoke to the teachers asking them of what they want their children to be. And the saddest part is that no teacher wanted their children to be teachers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I think what the numbers you are telling me about, and the UN count and all, I think that's evident, because if a teacher doesn't want their child to be a teacher, a politician wants their children to be politicians. A doctor wants the child to be a doctor. A CA wants the child to be a CA, because they're getting good money from it, right? Or some kind of benefits. The teacher knows that so many hours a teacher is putting in, but then the benefits aren't anywhere. When you spoke about the bad day, didn't you speak about a day when the children weren't listening to you, when the in-laws were putting a pressure? Why? Because no one understands and thinks that it's a noble profession. We just say it on paper.
Yeah.
If we start looking at it from that point of view, I have so many teachers, good teachers, passionate teachers who leave their jobs because they have to look for their child, as the child is in 10th grade or the child needs their attention. And the father said that it is your job to look and care for the children. I have to earn. I have lost so many teachers, so many passionate teachers, so many teachers have changed their goals just because of this. So what I would like to say, I don't think I can, it's just, a small drop in the ocean, which will be lost. But what I can say to Generation Z, as well as the Generation X and all these generation past ones, there is not a single age to learn. Anybody can be a teacher. If you want to look at being a teacher in a government school, there you are changing your perspective of being a teacher. Just be a teacher of a person who comes to you, the child of a maid, people around you, people who see you. Try to make a difference by being honest. Try to leave your baggage. Try to walk the talk. Just don't say things. Do it. And I'm sure that when you act, you will be able to get results which are many folds. And I'm sure, because I have seen it, I have not slept any day without thanking and showing the gratitude towards the God for the blessed life I have. So I think if you can sleep well, thinking that you have not done anything wrong, and you will get that feeling once you start doing it. So walk the talk. Don't just think that, can I be a teacher? Any age, if you have that energy inside of you, if you have that positivity, that self-motivation inside of you, that you want to change, then the change can be brought in any age. And if anybody wants to be a teacher, please come to the Stepping Stone School in Pune.
No, I'm going to send a lot of teachers to you now. I know you'll have a very good mentor to learn from you and learn from, and really, really amazing thoughts. Thank you so much. I'll call you Dr. Ritu now. Thank you so much, Dr. Ritu.
I will send you my degree, then you will call me doctor.
Absolutely. But amazing discussion. I'm sure all the listeners have enjoyed, and you would enjoy, getting to know more about Dr. Ritu Mendiratta. do Google her out, do follow her on social media, reach out to her, ask her for her stories, and you will be amazed at what all she has been doing and what all she is going to do. With that, let's all thank Dr. Ritu Mendiratta. Thank you so much for coming for the episode today and sharing your thoughts and spending time with us. And thank you.
Thank you so much. Actually, I want to tell everybody that there are certain, words that inspire me every time. So it's like the words of Robert Frost when I say that miles to go before I sleep. So I don't think that there is any dearth of opportunities and rewards in the life. It's only when we start looking at what is our calling, and we can't look at our calling only by reading books or listening to inspirational stories and watching podcasts of Surasa and everything. Rather, we have to finally do it. Yeah. If there's any one thing that ever has been there that has given us inspiration, and we feel that we will do it someday, we'll have a bucket list and we do it something, that tomorrow is not going to come. We have to start doing it today. So do it, feel it, find it, because there's no job that is as rewarding as the teaching job.
Superb. So my closing sentence has already been done by Dr. Ritu now. So I'm just going to close the session now. Have a wonderful day ahead, everyone. And we'll see you with the next episode of Inspiring Educators. See you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Have a very nice day ahead. Bye-bye then. Take care.